Welcome to a new session of Python programming. In the previous session, we have seen some of the important facts about Python programming. We learned the origin or the history of Python. We learned how to install Python in our system. And in this session, we are going to see some more details about Python. Of course, in the coming sessions, we will be having a lot of hands-on on Python. But before getting to the programming details, let's spend some more time to understand the principles behind Python programming. We will understand what we can do with Python and what we cannot do with Python. What Python is good for and what Python is not good for. We also will try to understand who is currently using Python and how Python is different from other programming languages. So let's focus on how Python differs from other interpreter languages. What are the strengths of Python? What are the weaknesses of Python? And what Python good for and what Python not good for. First thing that we are going to see today is Python as an interpreter language. I'm sure you have some question on what is an interpreter language? What is an interpreter? Maybe also you may think what is a compiler, right? Let's see what it is. In computer science, there are two things. One is a compiler and other one is an interpreter. As a programmer, we should know what is the difference between these two. A compiler is a special program that translates a programming language source code into machine code, bytecode, or another programming language. Compiler is something that translates high-level language program into a machine language program, that is machine understandable form. So what is the input? Input is a high-level language program. Output is the machine language program. And the compiler compiles the entire program into machine code or bytecode. However, when it comes to an interpreter, it is a computer program that directly executes instructions written in a programming or scripting language without requiring them previously to have been compiled into a machine language program. Here the beauty is interpreter is executing the instructions written in a programming language directly. The source code is the input and executable code or machine language is the output. In summary, Python is an interpreter language, not a compiled language. This means that the Python installation interprets and executes the code line by line at a time, making it easy to debug the language, making it suitable for beginners to advanced users. Although Python is considered as an interpreter language like Perl, TCL, and some other language, it employs a compilation stage that translates the raw text Python script into a series of bytecodes which are then executed by the Python virtual machine. Look at this diagram. So we have source code, we have interpreter, we have Python virtual machine, but in between you can see a compiler and bytecode generation. And this is the particular thing that makes Python more Python different, more efficient, giving more performance. The use of the compilation and bytecode stage helps to improve performance and make Python much faster than pure interpreters such as BASIC, but slower than truly compiled languages such as C and Pascal. Hope you understand. Now let's move on to the Python language strength. We will discuss here what are the strength of Python language, and are there any weakness for Python language? Let's see some of the strength of Python language. The Python language came into being in early 1990s, yet it is competing with ever popular languages such as C, C++, Java, etc. in the popularity index. Though it is not perfect for every type of application, yet it has many strengths that make it a good choice for many solutions. Some of the important advantages of Python are: it's an easy to use object oriented language, it's an expressive language, it's an interpreted language, it's complete, it's a cross platform language, it's a free and open source. We can have variety of usages and applications. First and important one is it is complete. When you install Python, you get everything you need to do real work. You do not need to download and install additional libraries. For example, for diverse functionalities such as emails, web pages, databases, GUI development, network connections, and many more, everything is available in the Python standard library. And Python follows batteries included philosophy. It's powerful. There is very little that you cannot do with Python. The core language is very simple, but it provides enough of the basic building blocks to allow you to design most applications. Because the language can be extended using C, C++, even Java in certain circumstances, you should be able to develop any type of programs, extension and functions to allow low level access to certain areas of the operating system. You can use it as a macro or application extension language if needed. Python is extensible. So because Python is written in C, some extensions are in C++, and because you have access to the source code, you can write extension to the language. Python can be embedded into C or C++ applications, and you can provide a scripting interface to your application using Python. And Python and C can work together. It's easy. Once you understand the basic principles of Python language, learning the rest is easy. The core language is very small and its semantics and style are very simple. Since all other components and extensions use the same syntax and structure, you should be up to speed programming in Python like an expert in no time at all. Again, the Python is a cross-platform language. Python can run equally well on variety of platforms: Windows, Linux, Macintosh, supercomputers, smartphones, etc. And Python is a portable language. If you write code in Python, you can port the code into C++ or C very easily. And above all, it's free and open source. Python language is freely available, that is without any cost, from python.org. And not only it is free, its source code, complete programming instructions is also available. It's open source also. So while we have so many advantages, are there any weaknesses for Python language? Yes, although Python is very powerful yet simple language with so many advantages, it's not the perfect programming language. There are some areas where Python does not offer or is not much capable. Some of them are: it is not the fastest language. It has lesser libraries than C, Java, Perl. It's not strong on type binding. It's not easily convertible. So now let's also look into the usages of Python. So we mentioned that there are variety of usages and applications. These days Python is being used in many diverse fields and applications like scripting, web applications, game development, system administration, rapid prototyping, GUI programs, database applications, etc. Yeah, mathematics is one area. You know, Python supports an extension called NumPy which provides interfaces to many standard mathematics libraries. Python language also support unlimited precision. If you want to add 200 digit numbers together, you can do with Python without requiring a third party extension. Text processing is another area. Python can split, separate, and report on any data. It comes with modules that separate out the elements of a log file line by line. Python comes with expression libraries that allow you to use the same expression as Emacs, Perl, and many other utilities. Python actually comes with SGML, HTML, XML parsing modules for reading, writing, and translating different formats. Python supports other text processing engines too. Rapid application development, which is another area. Because Python is straightforward to develop applications, you can use Python to develop applications very quickly. The extensive module library that comes with Python provides direct interfaces to many of the protocols and libraries that you would otherwise have to develop yourself. Since scripts are compiled, you can make modifications quickly by passing compilation and linking process. Then we have system utilities, internet programming, database programming. Python has access to the same function as the operating system. We can use it to duplicate and extend the functionality of operating system. Python comes with a standard set of modules that allow you to communicate over the network's sockets, both basic level and protocol level. If you want to read emails from a pub server, it has the library support. There are many extension modules that interfaces to all of the common database systems. So you can create system utilities, internet programming, and database programming using Python. Then it is interesting to know what Python can't do. It is very difficult to give a precise list of the problems that Python is unable to solve. Python provides most of its functionality in the extension modules that are supplied with the language. If you cannot do anything, then it is easy to write a C or C++ extension to do that job. So some of the similar language that goes with Python are Perl, Java, JavaScript, TCL, Visual Basic, C, C++, Unix, etc. And you must be interested to know who use Python. Python is used by Intel, IBM, NASA, Pixar, Netflix, Facebook, JP Morgan Chase, Spotify, and number of other massive companies. It is one of the four main languages at Google, while Google's YouTube is largely written in Python. Because of its high level of the functionality, many industries can't do without it, including web development, data science, data analysis, machine learning, startups, and the finance industry. So, what about the job opportunities for Python? So, job boards like Indeed, Naukri offers 20k, 50k jobs listing for Python, and this shows that Python career opportunities in India are high. So, choosing Python to pursue your career is a good choice. So, to summarize, what you have seen in today's session are various strengths of Python, various weaknesses of Python, then what Python is good for and what Python is not good for, and what are some of the similar languages and who use Python, and some of the job opportunities in India and outside. So thank you for watching this video. So if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe this channel.